are to the
Mm.
hey, Mr. Best.
Holla at me.
So man, you said you in like this dynamic mood, man. What's going on with you, man?
I know, right?
I mean,
Talk to
every
me
day's a
one time, you
blessing,
know what I'm
man.
saying? I talk back.
Every day's a blessing, man. Like, I think that you know, after when you go through a lot of different things in life, man, and life really tests you. You know what I'm saying? Like you just you appreciate when when you're able to have those times where, you know, you're just able to be yourself and be free. You know what I'm saying? And it's not because everything in my life is perfect, because it ain't. It's far from. But because I have perfect understanding, you know what I mean? I have perfect love for like myself and the things that I'm doing. You know what I mean? That's what makes it, great. You know what I'm saying? So, and plus, when you know that, mm, when you know that, like, that life is precious and you just got to enjoy it, then that's what you got to do. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I've faced death many times and I've escaped. So at this point, man, I'm chilling. Like I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm truly happy with everything that I am, everything that I got, and anything that's kind of either in the way of that happiness or trying to stop the happiness. I've even had to even take some space away from people who are, relatives and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And kind of let
Hmm.
them be on their journey. You know what I mean? Because I feel like the thing that was holding back my happiness was that I was trying to make them come on a journey with me, you
Hmm.
know. And what I learned is that I can't make them come on a journey. Like they gotta come with me.
Hmm.
They gotta want to come. The door, but
Absolutely.
you gotta want to come in. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to come, then shit, it is what it is. At this point, you know what I mean? It was a process because like especially with my sister, like it was tough because like that's my baby sister. You know what I mean? I want to be big bro. I want to protect. She just had my nephew. He's only 2 years old. I want to be there, but I've had to learn to like let her be that woman and let her figure out life. You know what I'm saying? And at
Hmm.
times that was tough, but it was like I got to do it because me trying to do what I feel is right. You know what I mean? It's not allowing her to go on her journey. So I gotta let her go through life, let her feel some pain, let her
Hmm.
appreciate some stuff, and then
Absolutely.
when she get her mind and her heart right, she'll understand. Man, big bro was right. You know what I'm
He had a
saying? That
point.
love,
Absolutely.
that love that he was showing was real. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So not to cut you off, bro, but yeah, the love that I was showing was real. You know what I'm saying? So she'll get it. And I also just take my time. I take my space and all that. You know what I mean? So I just know how to do that now. I got that
Just like
balance.
how you
So
got it, she gonna get it, bruh.
Yeah.
man,
You know
she
what I'm
gonna have
saying?
to.
Yeah.
Word.
That's dope though, man. It's sometimes you gotta do that.
You got a theme song, nephew? It's been a while since you've been over here with a theme song, sir. You and that old berry. Sorry.
Nephew been tired and trying to do all these different streams and work out. So
Woo.
when you come on, I'm like, man, like I'm trying to power down. And I'm trying to get ready for the next thing because it's probably a stream or it's probably something else I'm doing. But theme song, oh, it's easy, man. Two of America's Most Wanted, Tupac and Snoop. Let's get it.
Okay, he said it's easy. I got this one. Thank you. I appreciate that. If you could tell your wife to be more like that. I'm sorry, my bad.
Good one, JP. Good one. Good one.
Oh yeah, this is what I was gonna tell you though before you get in there real quick, JP.
Uh huh.
I'm gonna definitely try to have something for you by like, you know what I'm saying, by next week this time, definitely. A nice intro for you. Mr. Best,
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna send y'all something too, man. I'm gonna need an email so y'all could maybe fuck with something if y'all want something, need something in the intro or whatnot. I'm just gonna, just go ahead and send out, you know what I'm saying, all my folks something. So if they ever want to just fuck with it or whatnot, put it on. It's all Velveeta. You feel me?
Definitely,
Yay.
definitely, brother.
Do you have
Definitely.
somewhere where you have your tracks or whatever so that when I need
I
music
haven't
while I'm
really.
doing background?
I usually be having shit on my SoundCloud, but I've been really lagging on that. But
Mm.
I'm really getting to work right now, but next week around this time, I'm gonna definitely have something for you. I got something for Mr. Best, and I'm gonna get at bro Clarence too, man. I'm gonna just shoot everybody something. They want to fuck with it, they fuck with it. You feel me?
Heard.
Oh, we definitely with it. You already know we got our own business stuff brewing, but we ain't gonna tell the streets right now. We gonna tell the YouTube streets. We got something brewing. We got something brewing, baby.
Oh, well, I like how y'all always get. Never mind. I'm gonna be quiet. Hush my mouth, and I'm gonna go on over here and play this music. I'm gonna be quiet.
No, Auntie say it.
Nope. Here you go. Two of America's. What you say?
She said nope.
Y'all ain't gonna get me, bro. Hold on.
Oh shit. You done fucked up now. You done put two of America's most wanted in the same motherfucking place at the same motherfucking time. Y'all niggas about to feel this.
Anytime, Mark.
Break out the champagne glasses and motherfucking condoms. Have one on us, alright? Picture perfect. I paint a perfect picture. Bomber hoochies with precision. My intentions to get with you with that and double OP. Dog, my fucking homie. Use a cold ass nigga on them all.
Shown up, I keep my hand on my gun, cause they got me on the run. Now I'm back in the courtroom, waiting on the outcome. 3 Tupac is all that's on the niggas' mind, but at the same time, it seems they tryna take mine. So I'ma get smart and get defensive and shit, and put together a million march for some gangster shit.
So now they got us laced. 2 multi-millionaire motherfuckers catching cases. Bitches get ready for the throwdown. The shit's about to go down. Me and Snoop about to clang. I'm losing my religion. I'm vicious on these stool pigeons. You might be deep in this game, but you got the rules missing. Niggas be acting like they savage. They out to get the cabbage. I got nothing but love for my niggas living life.
I got a pit named P, she niggerina. I got a house out in the hills, right next to Chino. And I think I got a black Beamer, but my dream is to own a fly casino like Bugsy Siegel, and do it all illegal and get scooped up by the little homie in the Riga. It feel good to you, baby bubba. You see, this is for the G's and the keys, motherfucker.
Now follow as we ride. Motherfuck the rest, 2 of the best from the west side. And I can make you famous. Niggas been down for years. So how can they blame us? I live in fear of a felony. I never stop belling me in.
Really
Motherfucking G's. Come on. If you got it, better flaunt it.
Yeah, by then I was a mama. I didn't know that.
Hey baby. Hey baby, get some bubble gum in this. No. Right, baby, get some of y'all. Steady long, steady wrong, baby.
With so much drama in the LBC, it's kinda hard being Snoop D-O double G. But I somehow, someway, keep coming up with funky shit like every single day. May I kick a little something for the G's and make a few ends as I breeze through 2 in the morning and the party still jumping cause my mama ain't home. I got sisters in the living room getting it on and they ain't leaving till 6 in the morning. So what you wanna do? I got a pocket full of rubbers and my homeboys do too. So turn off the lights and close the doors. But what? We don't love it. So we gon' smoke a slant to this. G's up, doors down while you up with them bounce to this.
Rolling down the street, smoking window, sipping on gin and juice.
Laid back.
With my mind on my money and my money on my mind.
Rolling down the street, smoking window, sipping on gin and juice.
Big sight, new, Hank, big sight.
All right, we're not gonna do it all Snoop and Pop all day. This one and then Brian, and then we'll get back into the conversation, y'all. I figured we go ahead and match nephews and then coming in here hot.
You know what? I bet you got it twisted, you don't know who to trust. So many player hating niggas trying to sound like us. Say they ready for the funk, but I don't think they know it. Straight to the depths of hell, that's where them cowards going. Well, are you still down?
We didn't hear you.
Of course. I always have a soft voice. I hate that. I'll go out, but I'll be in the chat. That's what I would do. I don't want to leave without saying bye. Bye, y'all.
No, we appreciate it. Thank you.
Bye,
Keep your spirit up. Peace. All right, we're gonna get back into this one, and I'm trying to find something. Here we go.
Nigga, holler when you see me and let these devils be sorry for the day they finally freed me. I got a caravan of niggas every time we ride, hitting motherfuckers up when we pass by. Until I die, live the life of a boss player. Cause even when I'm high, fuck with me and get lost later. The future's in my eyes. Cause all I want is cash and things. A 500 Benz wanting flashy rings. Bitches pursue me like a dream. Been known to disappear before your eyes, it's like a dope fiend. It seems my main thing was to be major. Paid the game sharper than the motherfucking razor blade. Save money, bring bitches, bitches bring lies. One nigga's getting jealous and motherfuckers die. Depend on me like the first and 15. They might hold me for a second, but these punks won't get me. We got 4 niggas and low riders and ski masks screaming thug life. Every time they pass, all eyes on me. Live the life of a thug nigga until the day I die. Live the life of a boss player. All eyes on me. All eyes on me.
Alright, and then Bob Ryan asked
till the day I die. Live the life of a boss player, cause even getting high. Hey, to my nigga Pac.
You know, Mark, you are welcome as a metalhead to drop over your big rig. I didn't see if you posted in the chat. You might have fell off. But you are welcome to drop a song, Mark. Daniel, my fella, is a metalhead along with country, dark country to be specific. So yeah. Hey, don't hate on us.
Young cat got back, did a little bit. Now we hardy, but we tough. Do-rag and Tim's kinda hard to get a job. Back out on the block, charge that to the game. Young girl, she grew up in a rush. Had it bad, no doubt. She don't know who to trust. Every man she ever loved only wanna crush. Charge that to the game. But it's all crazy. Hey, baby, shots get popped. The cops shut down the party. Jeans sag low, blow smoke out of the trees. We've got love for y'all, which I don't love us. So it's still just a burn between your legs. Spin the ball, I go in and call me babe. Yeah. Outkids and funny names. Don't hate on us. No,
Hey.
ain't selling for local calls. Yeah.
Thank you, Bob Ryan.
They met, he said how she was a dime, so naive that she believed every single lie. 17.
Rest in love to Big Rig's mom and all the moms up there. Everybody we've lost this year.
Yes, yes.
Everyone we've lost. Uh, and then may the universe look out for their souls and the spirits of those they left behind. It's rough. I admit that. I admit that the things that used to get me through aren't what get me through anymore. And I mean on the day to day. If I weren't um, medicating, I would probably be more angry and possibly willing to express that more. Yet I was never really someone who let my ire come up in that way. I was far more of an introspective person looking into myself to figure out how I could keep going in spite of the things that I was witnessing around me. And so over time, it has come to be people talk about pain and how much we can tolerate and what these medical books say. And I hate to speak on that as my actual truth and lived experience. And yet, as someone with a chronic pain condition and someone who experiences chronic mourning and grief, um, I have a high tolerance for pain, yet a low threshold. So knowing that 20 babies lost their lives, were murdered, um, that's hard for me. So I take some time. And it's hard for me because it doesn't have to be that way. We are better than that. We are capable of um, doing as Mark Harris said, writing and praying. We are capable of talking to one another, not being animalistic in our responses, despite the pain that we have in the moment. Um, and we can do different and achieve success on our own terms. The thing is we've got to stop. We have to stop settling, and we have to stop struggling. I don't know how we get our people to stop doing that. I was on with Jay Takashi, and Nathan Daly said we're addicted to white supremacism, and I don't think that that's it. I think we're
It's
addicted
deeper than that,
to.
Auntie. It's deeper than that.
Well, I
It's
think we're
way
addicted to the struggle.
it's way deeper than that though. It's way deeper than that. I think we live in a
Why do you say?
society where if you don't because we live in a non-moralistic capitalist society. So it's all about how much you got. It's not about if you're a good person. It's not about if you have morals. It's not about if you actually take care of people. It's all about what you got. And that determines your value to America. And unfortunately, because we live in that type of society, you know what I mean? That's what it's always going to be. And then when you factor in racism, you factor in sexism, you factor in all these other isms that are sometimes, seen but not heard, you know what I mean? Then, yeah, generational curses too. That's another one. You know what I mean? And then remember, especially when it comes to our people, we're given all these traditions and customs that are not our own. Somebody is telling us you got to read this book, or you got to follow this person, or you got to do this custom. And it's like, well, where did this come from? Is this my custom? No, this is from somebody who didn't want me to be myself. And every time I try to be myself, they beat it out of me to not be myself. So, you know what I mean? If that's in your bloodline, it's going to affect you. So I think, you know what I mean, it's just to the point where because people feel like some people feel like they're entitled, and then some people also feel like, because we live in a society where it's like if you aren't making a certain amount of money, you could be taking care of your whole family. Your family could be good. Y'all not stressing for nothing. Y'all ain't hungry. You got shelter. Everything cool. You chilling. But because you don't fit in to that lifestyle or to that mindset of getting the bag or doing this or doing that, then people look down on you. You know what I mean? Because you're not always on the internet and you're not always trying to show off or whatever, then you're not worthy of anything. You're not worthy to be a human being. You're not worthy to be here until something happens. And then when something happens, then we're all shocked and we're all like, oh, well, why this happen? Why people act like that? It's because we treat people inhumane. If you treat people inhumane, they're going to act inhumane. You know what I mean? If I treat you like a caged animal, I can't be shocked when I let you out that cage that you wild out because I've been caging you up this whole time. You know what I mean? So that's just how it is. So you know what I mean? I think that's why I don't like capitalism. You know what I mean? Because I have no moral base, and I don't like the principles that it's founded on. Because it's not about people. It's all about what you can. How can you feed the machine? How can you feed the beast? You know what I mean? We've seen it during when we were on lockdown 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? People really thought that people cared about them. I knew the whole time they never cared about us. I knew this was something that they did for their purposes. And when they was ready for us to come back out and be a part of their game, you know what I mean? They laid it all out again. Now you can go to sports arenas, you can go everywhere. It's not like the numbers have gone down. They haven't. They haven't at all. But you know what I mean? They do what they want to do when it benefits them. And we know who they are. So yeah. And welcome back, Big
You
Rig.
know, yeah, welcome back. They say a lot that the people need a collective enemy, right, in order to make change.
Mm-hmm.
Um, is social media it? What could be the social? What could be the collective enemy of the people that would make a big enough change?
I mean, it's I think what's seen or what's heard is already understood. I think we know, and we know what's going on, but it's like, what are we gonna do about it? And some things we can do something about, and some things, you know what I mean, is kind of out of our hands. You know what I'm saying? Or it's gonna take us, it's gonna take us having people who are aligned with us as well, and who are willing to die for what we believe in, and trying to find that is few and far in between. You know what I mean? People ain't willing to die. Like, you know what I'm saying? People who's willing to die for what they believe in, this country be way different. You know what I mean? So it'd be way different.
There's this video that I saw. There were two of them on my Facebook feed. One of black gentleman 2 years ago protecting a woman outside of a shop with a rifle and a sidearm, and the other of a woman showing her where she had concealed her weapons, both Black Americans, and it just made me think, we're in a different time. There was a time, well, that's not true. When I really think about it, I didn't have guns in my home because I was raising sons, young Black men in a society where you have Tamir Rice. And it's so many children are witnessing so much terribleness, the things that we couldn't have fathomed so much time ago. And I always knew that I wanted to be at home with my children and pour into them whatever understanding that I could. And I wonder why when we had that going on in 2020 and 2021, why didn't more of us just stay out once we were out? Why didn't we just stay out of society and make a different way? Big Rig, you first and then nephew. He's gonna act like he over there just all right then, nephew. Why didn't we pull out of society and stay out? And the follow-up question is, can we?
But didn't we do it? I think we didn't do it because I think people are afraid. You know what I mean? People are afraid, but also people are comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So I think we all are comfortable in certain ways. You know what I mean? Like, we like certain things, and you know what I mean, there's certain things that we enjoy, and certain freedoms that we enjoy here, or I guess, so-called freedoms, right? That we enjoy here. So based on that, we kind of like, I don't want to give that up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know it's toxic. Yeah, I know that this is really affecting me, or I know it may affect me down the road, but people don't want to give that up. You know what I mean? So I'm not used to using certain things to cope with certain things. So I'm gonna use certain things to cope with things. I'm gonna use certain things to deal with certain things, and all right, yeah, I know. Like, if I stop eating Starbucks, or if I stop eating McDonald's, or if I stop going to Target or Walmart, yeah, that'll affect the system. It'll definitely affect the system because I'm hurting their pockets. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? I like going to Walmart though. I like being there though. You know what I'm saying? Like, why can't I go to Walmart? I like going.
Did you ask me something, JP?
I did. I asked, why didn't people pull out of society after 2022's lockdown, and can we pull out during the recession and stay out? But apparently, nephew has to go to Walmart, so we got to bring the Waltons along, and see how they move.
No, I don't. No, I don't know. That was an example. I don't like going to Walmart. That was just an example. I actually
Okay,
hate
ask
Walmart.
me the first one first so I can answer that and then go on to the second one. That was a lot.
Why didn't people pull out of society after 2022's lockdown?
Why didn't they? Or why did they?
Why didn't they?
Why didn't they? Um, I don't think they pulled out because they didn't want to lose. JP, you know how many businesses is gone? I know even in the automotive industry, when it comes to like getting shit, not necessarily cars, but like just getting actual stuff. A lot of businesses like they're no longer. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of people were seeing that. And that's why they didn't pull out. They was trying to hold on to what they can, man, and see if they could survive that shit. That's kind of how I see it. Cause I mean, my boy, he had his own, business. He do his cooking thing, man, and he was taking off probably about in 2017. You know what I'm saying? And he was doing his thing, and then when that 2018, 2019 hit, man, it was kind of bad for a minute, but he stuck through it. You know what I'm saying? And then businesses needed him. There was a lot of businesses that like bars and shit like that. They couldn't be open unless they had food. So they was actually helping each other. You know what I'm saying? Because if it wasn't for him, they couldn't be open, and if it wasn't for them, he wouldn't be able to get no business either. You know what I'm saying? So, people was kind of working with each other and just trying to make shit happen, man, to hold on to what they had. Because a lot of people was just losing shit. What was the second part?
Can we pull out during the recession and stay out?
I think that you can, but you gotta have a hell of a backup plan, meaning you gotta have something to where your money's up or your own business, something, you know what I mean, to where you don't really have to rely on basically the goods of what we get. You know what I'm saying? Like you would have to basically try to, man, I don't know. That's a rough one. That's a rough one.
Okay.
Because really, how can you? How can you? You know what I'm saying? Unless you really are just living off the land, and you know what I'm saying? And the whole, you got to be solared out. You got to be, able to keep your clothes right, or something, make your clothes. I don't know. Like that'd be rough, man. That's taking it back to the day.
Mark Harris said we're going to be forced to pull out of the system. We're going to be forced out of the system now, and you're hearing that a lot. That the middle class is shrinking. I plan on doing a video about it. Yet my question in that regard is, how long would it take to build a livable foundation for a self-sustaining community? And Mark says self-reliance. How long would it take to build a foundation, not a self-reliant community, a livable foundation for a self-reliant community?
I say about 2 years.
I'll say family. I'll say like, all right. When people say when people say the middle class is fading out, the middle class is not the fact the middle class is fading out. It's the fact that things are just getting more expensive. But they're always going to want you to buy stuff. Like there always is going to be a middle class because they're always going to want they're always going to want you to buy stuff, and they're always going to make it a way for you to buy it. Okay, so they will figure out a way for you to buy it. That's why you're able to lease your phone. The phone itself is $2,000. You're able to lease that $2,000 over 2 years. You know what I mean? And that's added to your bill. Everybody know that. But we still gonna cop those iPhones. We still gonna cop all them other stuff. And I'm guilty of it too. I ain't even gonna front with you. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like, you know, we know what the game is. We know what they do to make us buy stuff, and they're gonna continue to do that. That's just the nature of what it is. You know what I mean? But it's just that we just got to be smart in how we do things. You know what I mean? So, you know, we got to know the rules so we can know how to play the game. It's really that simple. You know what I mean? So, I guess JP stepped away. What you think, Riggs? Dang, did everybody step away?
Well, I'm here. When she said like a foundation or something to live on, man, I was thinking, you know, if you have a good amount of people that are willing to, like, you know, do that, get the land. The hard part would basically kind of just be getting the plumbing and shit, but you can get these portable and not even mobile homes, but like actual portable, like livable homes and shit. You know what I'm saying? Already set up and everything, man, that you can put on land. You know what I mean? You would just basically need all the plumbing and shit. And you can start that. You could start, you know, having your own, you know, do your own farming, you know what I'm saying? Have your own cows and shit like that, chickens, you know what I'm saying? And you know, you can run your power off of solar and shit like that. I think it could really be possible, man. You know what I mean? But it would just take really it would just take the people to do it. You know what I'm saying? And the have trust within each other, you know what I'm saying? And the goal, you know what I'm saying, of that. You know what I mean? But and then I think that can happen, man. Like that's how like people, you know, I hate to say it, but people that be following certain shit, you know what I'm saying, they move out to other countries and shit, you know what I'm saying, and they kind of just live off the land, man. So I don't really think it would take really just too much, you know what I'm saying? Because I just think the whole routing of plumbing and shit like that, you know what I'm saying, for shit would kind of be the only hard thing on the land.
That's kind of why I rock with Mike and Mims, trying to figure out what's that. Nephew, you got a camera going on over there?
A camera?
Or are you really bad at typing?
Oh, my bad.
No. It just sounds like something like kind of like angry type. Stop. Angry type. No, I'm gonna take that back. Angry type. Angry type. No, that's. I can hear a lot of things.
Oh, that's not that was me on the controller. My bad. These beats pick up everything. Boy, oh boy.
Mark, you're the only one chatting in the chat. But you're not the only one who's actually there. There are a few people there just not moving along, which I appreciate that. You know, you want to rent so you can suggest that more people pop over. That'd be fantastic too. You know, I believe that it's possible, Big Rig. You said 2 years. I wonder if it might not be even less than that sometimes. When you hear, you know, we've been in every field, we're in every space, we know so many things. You know what I'm saying? Why is it that we can't decide to pool our resources, and begin the heavy lifting, so that our babies won't have to do so much? Am I too optimistic? Be optimistic.
I mean, that could work, but it's like, you know, a lot of parents, they have this mentality of when you turn 18, they're kicking you out. So, I mean, it could work, but if you always have the mentality that like, yo, hey, you 18, get out of my house.
Well, what if we start with them?
Because unfortunately, when it comes to our people, a lot of times it's selfishness. You know what I mean? Like they're like, yo, you 18, get out of my house. Like I want to live my life. So it's like knowing that person probably isn't prepared for what they're about to face.
Well,
But
that's what I mean, though. What if when we pull out of the system, we start with when we build the foundation, we start with just that age group of I don't know, 18 to 25.
mhm.
What if we start with them, giving them the physical foundation and the food and board, and then allowing them to do the work and learn the trades and skills and knowledge that it takes to build a community from the ground up, and then go from there.
I mean, it could work. Idealistically, it could work, but it's going to take a lot of effort. Idealistically, it can work, but it has to be. Yeah, it has to be people. Our people, we got to see the money. We got to see the money. We got to see the bag. We got to see the results. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, that's how a lot of us move now. I believe some of us will move based on us believing in a vision. You know what I mean? And maybe that's all we need, right? Maybe we just need a few to build it, and then once we build it, they will come, right? Feel the dreams type thing. Like we build it, then they'll come. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So it could work. It's not like it can't. It's just people got to be willing to sacrifice and sacrifice their will, sacrifice their own ways of thinking, and be on one accord with other individuals, which can happen. But yeah, it's gonna be a process, most definitely.
Yeah. Mark, you said a generation. Now we know, at least over here, I from the streams that I've done in the research, it took only 10 years, so a generation, a decade, not a generation, a decade, for so-called elite educators to sell out lower class blacks. So if it took a decade to do that, Big Rig, can we get it back on course in the same? Can we get it on course in the same amount of time? Ooh, itchy head. Oh my goodness. All right now, Big Rig, I'm starting to worry about you.
My bad, JP. Just this fucking mute button is all the way at the bottom and shit, and then it don't be. When I tap it, it's like it don't be going, and then I'll tap it again, and then it go, and then go back to mute. This is some stupid shit. But
Y'all really don't like my restream. I really love it.
no, the restream is cool, but that's my own thing that I be going through. It ain't the restream is fine, but it's just my own shit.
Heard. Um, how do can we get on track in a decade or less?
On track with what?
Separating and being self-sustainable.
Wow, JP. I would probably say no. I would
You
probably
say
say
no,
no
peace, nephew. Why do you say no?
because it's hard, JP. A lot of people like you said, man, like and kind of like what I said earlier. People would have to kind of really have trust with each other and know what the goal is at hand. You know what I mean? Like what we're going for at the end of this tunnel. Because other than that, they just gonna look at it as a tunnel. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Hmm.
like if you had people, I think if you had people that say they was on board and you did start kind of building that type of community, right? Say you had some land, built that type of community. I think that people would see that, see how it was working, and then probably might want to be involved. You know what I'm saying? But just to, man, that's just hard, man. Like I don't know. I mean, a decade. I think it would be a big and huge start. That's what I do know. Like if everybody was on board and on point with the people that were like with it for a decade, I think people would see it, like I said, and they would like want to get on board with that. Why would you not? You know what I mean? Especially if like you say, if everything is kind of sustained and everything. I mean, why would you not?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Excuse me. Um, I'm wondering why would you not as well? Yet we keep hearing people say where there's this thing and that thing. These people have already done it, and these people have already done it, and yet no one seems to be emulating that or franchising, making their own, or donating more to those causes. So, uh,
Yeah, but you're
what's
talking
the
about our
holdup?
people though.
Okay, and
And I just know like you can just throw the idea around to just a few people like and just see what kind of responses you get. You know what I'm saying? Like it there won't be too many that are kind of gonna be on the mindset like we unlock maybe on like you. I would be with some shit like that, like OG Patrice, but not everybody. You can even kind of hear a little bit in Mr. Best, you know what I'm saying? Because he knows, like, yeah, you know what I mean? It's like I said, a decade you could probably have, you know what I mean, a good start and everything, but that's just, I don't know, man. But I mean, and plus, like I said, with us, I think we more of we gotta see it. You know what I mean? You gotta show me. You know what I mean? That's why I say that too. So if you just had a good amount of people to start and showing something, they would. I think they would jump on board, man.
okay. Um, I'm looking forward to it. I've heard a couple of things. Mark Harris said it should have started years ago. JP, infrastructure will take time. I do agree that infrastructure would take time. Yet I believe that there are ways around the infrastructure issue. If we go to places that we already know really need the support, have infrastructure, and yet perhaps that infrastructure is falling apart, like some of these HBCU cities or campuses. Shout out to Lemoyne On, Elizabeth City State University, Lane College. I'll when what's the one that's getting ready to close? Lincoln College, I think it is in Illinois or Indiana. There are ways that we can begin the foundational move by investing into our people more than just lip service. You know what I mean? That makes me, consider it. How many people would it take, do you think, to begin to build the foundation of that thing, of a self sustainable, separate uh, community?
You're asking how many men?
People.
Uh, I could not say JP, but they would have to be people that are, have some type of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And the shit that would have to be done because that's what's gonna make everything kind of flow easy. Instead of it just trying to figure it out. You know, but I couldn't.
What's the
Go ahead.
what's the enticement? What's the thing besides a better future that makes people leave today and begin to do the work? There has to be someone out front, and what entices them, right? Not the person who feels compelled or led by the universe to get it done, but the people who follow. What what's enticing to them, because it's not just the spirit.
Mm. That can kind of be everywhere. I don't know.
Hmm, that's fair. What would make you pick up your home, leave everything behind, and go to a new community? Um, Sight unseen, outside of
Well,
the
me,
creative
I
side.
would have my own reason. Like my own reason would be because I would be with that. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be against that. I kind of myself wouldn't mind like being able to just live off the land and be able to do that myself. Like if I was able to do it, you know what I mean? I'm not mad at that. So like I would be for it, you know what I'm saying? And especially if it's a, good surrounding of people and shit like that, why would I not? You know what I'm saying? Like that's just me though. So I can't really speak on how somebody else may want to, maybe do it. You know what I mean? It'd have to kind of be in them because not everybody is willing to do something like that. You know what I mean? There's people that are just happy where they at. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. You got those type of people like,
Hmm.
so it's just kind of hard. I can speak on myself, but I really couldn't put that into how somebody else may want to.
I understand that. Princess K says, to be honest, in our black community, many pause at the idea of doing something new and unique until they see others doing it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like what if they see it, I could see them jumping on board. But with with how we get down, man, you ain't gonna really have too many people. And then you go to, well, what's gonna make them get on board, like what you just asked a minute ago. But I couldn't really say except for what they may see in it. Me,
Right.
I would see basically, doing something that's has nothing to pretty much do with regular society, but yet I'm still living. I'm still able to, do what I got to do. You know what I mean? And I'm amongst, good people and shit like that. That's how I would look at it.
Understood. Mark Harris says, you can't save us all.
That's
I
true.
agree, Mark. And I'm not trying to. I'm not out for my cohort. I'm not out for the 30 somethings. I'm not out for the over 25 somethings, really. I really care mostly about the children. Adverse childhood experiences, specifically those young children who are left behind after witnessing or being somehow close to life's most terrible tragedies, but for my start, police violence, police murders. Um, because I don't think that because we try to cover it up or not talk about it or we use it for politics, we don't actually address the harm that is done to those children well before they know that they've been harmed. I say that for some of us, chattel slavery is tattooed on our, I'm sorry, not chattel slavery, that N word is tattooed on our spirit as a terrible vestige of the mistreatment of those who came before us. For those children, it'll be the same thing. They won't know it. And the people around them won't have realized the harm that they do and the words that they say and the things that they promote or that they don't. That they already have some of these children calling new men or women mother, father, whatever it is. Um, that's a lot. That's a lot. Yeah, there you go, Mark Harris. Old enough to still be molded. and young enough to stop the terrible from setting in. But if we have to start with, society's untouchables in order to prove that the work can be done, then fine. In some ways, they still have some child spirit in them that needs to be met with empathy and compassion. So, you know, we have to stop the cycle. You're right. It takes us being willing to pull out and pull some of our children and our children's cohort and peers out. It takes being willing to be different, be first, allow people to judge you for some of the things that you do, or for just existing. You already know they do it behind closed doors. What I don't understand, what I don't get is why people are so upset when they hear it, when you know they're already saying it. You know that they're already saying it because you say it to yourself when you look in the mirror. I played that song earlier, Big Rig, Good Morning Gorgeous. How many people do you think actually get up and look at themselves in the mirror? Or do you think they just get up and handle their daily hygiene and keep going?
They get up and just do their daily hygiene, man. I
And
think, you know what I'm saying, majority of the time. That's why I don't have no problem telling, you know what I'm saying, somebody how beautiful and pretty they are, you know what I'm saying, every day. No problem at all.
yeah, that's why I do my best to make the fellas smile more than anybody else. Um, Mark Harris says, excuse me. Hmm, excuse me. Mark, I don't believe it's a sacrifice. And I think that that's the problem. We've taken on the words of cauliflower people, and they feel like they sacrificed for whatever. Excuse me. See, Big Rig, dang it. Okay, I was serious,
You
and then
better
there
not
you
make
go.
no fucking
I was,
t-shirt saying that, man.
what? Oh, you already know, bruh. You already know. You have no idea. I already got one in mind for cauliflower dipped in mayonnaise. Stop playing with me.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, Mark, I don't believe that it's a sacrifice. It's a privilege to know that you're gonna lay. I mean, think about the way that men talk about creating a home for their family, building a legacy. Where's the sacrifice in that? That's pride, determination, privilege. That's a blessing. So that's my 25. Ta-da! Big Rig says 30. I don't know. I just know that inflation is coming and so is the recession. So,
Shit, it's inflation like a motherfucker right now.
ooh, man, who you telling? I just keep looking at it and keep thinking to myself, thank goodness gas, they like to get deals on around these here parts. Man, I got that biscotti that was 18% for like 8.28 a gram.
That's good.
Look, right? Right? And then another one that was 12%, no, another one I think that's like 16% that was 10. And I'm like, I'll take that. That'll get me where I need to go. anyway. So, but I am going to get myself together and get me something to eat. Mark Harris says I'm staying. Oh, he's saying that we need to teach future generations. Yes, we need to teach future generations that they have to do the work. That the joy is in the journey, though, Mark. That it's in being able to put in a full 12 hours, because that's really what it's like to be on a farm, right? You know, you get up at the ass crack of dawn, and then you don't go to bed until you put all the animals and children to rest. Sometimes that feels like the same thing. Um, Yet, if you can understand that doing that, um, and all of the things that you experience, the routine of it, the little things that break up that routine, dealing with the fact that there's some type of wild fungus on top of the cabbage and y'all won't have it for the winter time. That's the journey. That's the experience. That's what humans were built for. All of this technology and stuff has taken all of those foundational things away from us. Big Rig, I'm not sure it would take 2 years, just because if Spelman College had to get rid of their like sports and do a wellness thing, we got a ways to go. Who we got to get people healthier and stronger and that kind of stuff before. How long will that take to get the black community healthy enough to separate? And then that's gonna be our last question, theme song, and we're out of here. See, there he goes again. How long
No,
will it
I'm
take to I'm messy now. How long will it take to get the black community healthy enough um, to separate and self-sustain?
I say you would probably be able to get a few people and a better amount of timing than trying to get like a mass amount of people. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let's say a nice round number,
A nice
75.
round number. What'd you say?
75.
I would say maybe more like 50.
Mm-hmm.
Just to say that we got, 50 states, right? So let's just say
Mm-hmm.
we can pull at least a person. You know what I mean? You can say 2 to 3 people, but just to play it safe. So let's say you have 50 people. Now, with those 50 people, though, those 50 people can, have families, though. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it can't end up, coming out to like that number, but I'm just talking about, you know, the people. You know what I'm saying? I would just to be safe, I would give it about a good 50 or so to start off with. Could be more, you
Okay.
know what I'm saying? I'm giving it a very low, low ball. You know what I'm saying? But that's just like pulling, somebody from at least a person from each state.
Okay. That's funny. I mean, not, Demario would say he wanted uh, a mile of land in every state where people could live free for the most part. And by free, he didn't mean just um, financially free, but mentally free as well. So
Right.
Mark Harris says it'll take us 100,000 people. Um,
That's a lot of people. I mean, I don't know what kind of. I mean, I'm just talking about kind of a starting off But 100,000. I don't know about that. Just off the cuff.
I mean, if you say it'll take to build out a full community and everything that you need, that would be the question.
What are you
How long would that
considering a
take?
full community?
Like a foundation for a full community to be able to stand on. Housing,
Right, but
food.
what I'm saying though is like how many housings? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, in the beginning, you're just talking about enough to, and not even that. If you really got folks that are willing to rough it, you might be able to do a bit less. Yet, I think that might be the conversation for tomorrow's stream
Well,
because
that's kind
if
of
we
where I
get
was
into
at.
that,
Yeah, that's where I was at. Was kind of a beginning. You know what I'm saying? Type situation.
okay,
Because I think that would be more realistic. I don't know if going low is necessarily realistic, but I just think that is something to kind of put your foot on a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So if you was to say maybe about, and that's big, you know what I mean? Like 50 housing units, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And then you would have your, a nice, farm and produce type, section within your area. You know what I'm saying? Like everything. I mean, you're gonna always have to pay something. You like you're gonna have plumbing and everything. You can do the solar thing. You know what I'm saying? But you're always gonna have to pay something, even in taxes on the land. But with that, people would save. You know what I'm saying? I think that would be more of an incentive. You saving. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think price wise
your mic is muted. Not like muted, muted, but covered.
it's
Yeah,
low. Is it better
yes,
now?
yes, sir.
But I just think, you know, I think that kind of will come into play. And actually the freedom, like you say, you know what I'm saying? When you have something like that, it ain't like the police and shit can just come up in your shit and be fucking with you, and you know what I'm saying? Your kids can be out
Yeah,
there playing, man. You ain't gotta worry about nothing. It's like I think those are a lot of benefits, right? Just right in that. You know what I'm saying?
I can
Outside
agree with that.
world basically would be your job and shit, your schooling or whatever you're doing, but just as you're living and everything and owning your stuff and just pretty much owning the whole area where you're at. That's how I'm kind of looking at it as, you know what I mean? You don't really need anybody for anything. You know what I'm saying? You need for certain things, of course, but just the majority of things, man, you just doing it, man. It sounds a little wild and everything, but it's actually pretty dope.
It sounds like what I always wanted as a family unit. Um, what I believe that we could do. Mark says that he was being general. I agree, Mark is general, yet we have to understand what it takes. Excuse me, in order to be able to start that. And as you said, it's infrastructure and it's some other things, and I think we don't talk about it. We need to get. I think that in order to do that, we need to be more real and more focused, more politic, not political. If that makes sense, we need to be more understanding of the politics. Yet we don't need to be in the political arena and all that bullshit. We need to be understanding how to move. And so I think we're gonna get out of here right there, Big Rig. But this is a conversation that I'm going to pick up. It may not be tomorrow. That's my attention, and yet I tell y'all all the time. I let the universe decide what we talk about in these spaces. So we'll see what happens there. Big Rig, guys. Sorry, I just remembered. Hey, please make sure that if you watch this stream later on, it may only be up for about 12 hours. Please be sure to leave a comment underneath. That'll help some. Also, if you could make sure that you share this with real people in real spaces so that we can grow the community and the conversations. We have plenty of watch hours, and I was never worried about monetization yet. We get a community tab and monetized. Hey, we can probably move the algorithm even more than we do now. So, anyway, Big Rig, you got some closing remarks in the theme song for me?
Closing remarks, man. Just, I wish everybody a good night or good early morning. You know what I mean? I appreciate everybody. Life is good. You know what I'm saying? Try to make the most and best of your day and hopefully somebody else's day. Put a smile on their face. Open a door or something. You know what I mean? Let's bring that back. You feel me? Instead of all the negative and talking crazy and trying to flex. Let's bring some of that good old just how's it going type, you know what I'm saying? Hope your day is good type. That's the type of time I'm on, you know what I mean? And that's my closing remark, man.
I appreciate you, Big Rig. Y'all can check him out on YouTube, Instagram, and a car show in California. He gonna act like he ain't somebody up in these streams. I was telling somebody today, I was like, do you know that Big Rig left this little video platform on his inaugural chat, right? And then the next place he want to go is over there with a big dudes at with Ramil and Posse. I was like, oh yeah, all right, homie. You said you was shy. No, you ain't. You just needed to be sure.
It's a little shy going on.
Whatever. Where Cake's at tonight? I'm messy now. Before I get you out of here.
Probably laying it down, man. Long day ahead.
Oh, okay. It's that type of time. She got to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well then, we're gonna get out of here with this one, and you can sing it in the morning. I'm so messy, y'all. I've been messing around all day. I was messing with L Nixon earlier. You know me. I love love. I like trying to match energy, even when I'm not sure it's supposed to go together. I done tried to put together folks that's in relationships already. I just it's what I do, Big Rig. You love me though. Peace. Don't treat me like that. He's actually going out so that there's not a whole lot that he can say, y'all. Like he was already dropping out of the stream on purpose. And it would be more respectful if I went ahead and did this and quit making it seem like he was there to say something to me. Um, Mark is laughing at me. Yes, Mark, that is what I do over here. In fact, if you would like to bring over any potential partner, um, that you might be considering and just be like, hey, come hang out in this chat with me, I'll let you know. I'm an empath. I do that. Apparently, that's what I'm supposed to do. I just I gotta figure out what to call it and how to do it, and I'm leaving that up to the creator. I feel like it's coming soon because Laura Conover hadn't called me. She hadn't pulled up and she hadn't talked to me, and that's gonna be a problem. Hey, Laura, a special way. What more can I say? You can love me now, Laura, or you can be my adversary later, Laura. You want to love me, Laura? Look at the joy that I've been able to create in this space. Even after talking about all of that ickiness, we were able to laugh and smile just now. Not the average kind will accept any line. Not me. So you better find a new way and come talk to me, Laura. I'm just saying. Anytime, Big Rig. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming up. Thank you, Mark Harris, for holding down the chat comments tonight. You know I'm about to put you in the doggone description. Shout out to Princess K. I appreciate everyone who came through, showed love. Nephew, appreciate you. You are the sweetest pessimist I have ever met. You hear me? You, I just want you to know that. Focus CDS, can I get a tool so I can drop? No? Who are you? It's nice that you want to subscribe and drop yours, but that's not what I do over here. I appreciate that. And if you kick it with us for a while, you'd be able to do that. We're a little different over here. We happen to be on late at night just because it's like night school. It's like a night master's program. That's all. We learn different tips and tricks of being grown ups over here, even though we do it in sometimes childish ways. Shout out to Princess K sliding in with the petty at the end. I appreciate that, focus. I do hope you'll come back. We're here most nights, 9:30 Mountain Standard Time. That means we're standard in the United States and we don't move. You're a Caucasian king? Shout out to you and Karscar. We don't really do that whole king queen thing over here. We're pretty much all citizens. I am a matriarch. That means I am the female presenting head of a unit. I have a patriarch. His name is Daniel. He goes by an observant creator here on YouTube. He might be in the chat, in the cloud, or busy at work tonight. And he's usually here in the streams. I appreciate you though. What should we know about you? Mm, Not all cauliflower people are devils, just some of y'all. What I'd like for you to do though is have Laura get her children together and have them stop shooting up places that they shouldn't be. Now we can talk about that if you want and focus. I don't blame you. I blame Laura. You know, just like the modern Karen, except she raised domestic terrorists. That's all. If you didn't raise a domestic terrorist, then focus, I don't have an issue with you. You can even be a separatist. I am. But if you raise a domestic terrorist, I've got a problem with you. If you're cauliflower complected, then I call you Laura and Laura's children. Yes, both Karen and Laura. Yes, exactly. See there, and you all that is coming from a cauliflower dude. When me, it's amazing what'll happen if you open it, hold the space open just a little bit longer, huh? Well, that's just a different type of cauliflower presenting focus, but we can talk about that another time. I was just on my way up out of here. We do theme songs over here, which is your way of letting me know how your spirit is, and I can kind of tell that you at least have some a giggly spirit and can deal with some lighthearted banter. Do you have a theme song? We take all music. Our sisters, what? Can they be Laura's or Karen's? Yes. You probably call them Lena or Sharon. Yes. Okay. Focus says, nah, I don't play the separatist ish, but I respect all opinions as long as they aren't hateful. I can agree with that, Focus, and I appreciate you being, I appreciate you sharing. We never know. Much love to you. Thank you for that. And all in the chat. Thank you. And you have a blessed night. All right, you guys. I am going to get myself together these last 20 minutes or so. There might be a little bit of music playing and a banner up. Who knows what'll be up there this time? Anyway, I appreciate each and every one of you all for coming through and doing what you do. Without you, there would be no JP. Well, that's not true. Let me rephrase that. Let me be honest here. Um, this space wouldn't exist in the way that it does. I could have the conversation, yet it would move differently. You all make it organic, heartfelt, and meaningful. We create community, camaraderie, um, compassion in a space where they say none could exist at all. And so I appreciate you all for that. Thank you to our newest citizen of the night, anyway, Focus CDS. I appreciate you. I'm not subscribed to you, Focus, and it would take me a bit of time. Next time you show up, though, maybe you'll have the most comments in the chat, and you'll be able to beat Mark Harris and Princess K, and you will get a comment into the description. It'll be there for about 12 hours. So anyway, you guys, I am going to go back to the homie SL and shout out to him, you guys, and go back to his Bandcamp and play some music on my way out of here. You guys, cross your fingers, toes, and elbows. I'm trying to collaborate with another content creator here in Tucson. Yet we'll see what happens. Y'all are a trip. Da, da, da. I want to play that song. You know what? I'm gonna play that song first, and then I'll play the other. Just because I feel it in my spirit, which must mean that the space needs it for a reason. So let's play that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and say what I need to now. Keep going. Now, y'all are too funny. I need to timestamp it, and I don't know where it was, Princess K. I gotta look at your thing. All right, here you go. Follow me, y'all. Follow me, 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 yeah, follow me. Y'all, I'm tripping out right here. This to see the day that our people. The creator has a way. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I appreciate each and every citizen, new and old, those in between, even the ones still trying to make decisions on how they want to live. JP. We shall all be free. You guys, you can find joy, even in the morning. Why don't you follow me? I'll see you tomorrow morning. Oops, this morning. It's a new day. So enjoy your new rotation. Just fear that. Follow me. Follow me. Follow me. Follow me. Yeah. Follow me. Follow me. Follow me.
A song, is that alright? I want to talk about God's love for us and how His love is unconditional, and how His love is unconditional and it brings favor. Hallelujah. Anybody glad for God's love?
Be sure to follow Big Rig on Instagram, YouTube. I'll quit being petty before I get us both in trouble, Big Rig. We feel safe. Hey. Sing, yeah, 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 yeah. Sing, yeah, 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 yeah. We feel safe. Hey. Sing, yeah, 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 yeah. We feel safe. I know I'm a mess, y'all. My bad. You come to find out the truth about me, Mark. Yes, I'm about as silly as they can be for a 46-year-old woman. and I appreciate y'all rocking with my juicy behind. Shout out to SL Loud, y'all. Y'all can find this over on Bandcamp.
Told him come and get me. Better recognize when the time's ready. Babies having babies, ain't no time for no telly. Crack addicts hanging on the road for a 20. See my dad's cousin on the road, shit was scary. I was trying to speak, but he couldn't even hear me. Still see him picking up bag butts and pennies. But life goes on, even though it gets messy. Cause they know I still do what they won't let me. If you was in my shoes, you'd be dead already. Still thinking about my pops pouring out a glass of Henry. Trying to get away, but these fools don't hear me. Grew up in the church, I was brainwashed nearly. Will I ever make it to the garden full of berries? We came a
I hope
long
I got
way
his
from
rate
the black
right
and white
because it's
tennies.
going up
No
at the
fucking
end
know I
of the
had
year.
to get
It's
myself
seven
ready.
videos.
Now I'm living
Shout
life
out to you,
paranoid, I'm
Focus
like a
Yes, that was too funny for me. He said